Hello and welcome to part 9 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country. This time around we're looking at Bouncy Bonanza, the third level and halfway point of Monkey Mines. I feel this level has a lot in common with Winky's Walkway. They're both short, relatively relaxed levels that break up the flow and give the player a bit of a breather before and after more intense moments. It's got a lot in common with Reptile Rumble too. They're the only cave levels we've seen so far, and both happen to be centered around the bounce mechanic. So, what makes Bouncy Bonanza special? What separates it from Winky's Walkway, Reptile Rumble, and the rest of the game? Not a whole lot, unfortunately. It's the first level to introduce the yellow critters and the green zingers, and it's the only cave level with a reddish hue to the tile set. Is this the first level not to have a theme? No, it definitely has a theme, it's just that the gameplay element that Bouncy Bonanza is based around has been done before. The gist of this level is it's basically Reptile Rumble cranked up to 11. Less snakes, more tires. Reptile Rumble did it first, but Bouncy Bonanza did it better. It gives the player a bunch of space to get a feel for the static and rollable tires, and a bunch of opportunities to use them both. It also opens up in the second half, having much more verticality than Reptile Rumble. And as I said in the third episode, Reptile Rumble's themed around its enemies. Bouncy Bonanza is very much themed around the bounce mechanic. Okay, so that's the broad strokes of the gameplay done and dusted. What can we learn about the world of Donkey Kong Country by looking at this level? I have a few theories, but I've got to say they're all a bit sloppy. My favorite theory is probably the sloppiest. My favorite theory is also the weakest, and that's the idea that this level is a sort of dumping ground used during the construction of the mines. I know there's only tires in the way of garbage, but I mean, there's a lot of them. That many tires, all concentrated in one area, doesn't just happen without a reason. Also, some of them are stuck in the ground, some are even stuck in the ceiling. That tells me two things. One, they've likely been here for a while now, and two, maybe once upon a time there was a lot more, and the tunnels have been cleaned out. But why would the Kremlings bother to clean up a mess they made? That goes against what we've learned about them so far. Let's go back to Reptile Rumble for a sec. Remember how I figured that the cave system is likely limestone, made by water channels running through the island? If we roll with that for a bit, maybe the Kremlings cleared it out to make it accessible to reach the other side of the mines. The only reason I can think that they do that is to reach the temple at the end of the world. What I think is a more likely theory though, is DK and Diddy wanted to use the cave to work their way around the Kremlings and the mines, thinking that it would help them avoid danger and detection. I've got a bit of a theory about the color of the caverns too. Sure, you could argue that the developers changed the color just to keep things fresh, and you'd be right. Palette swapping was a very common way to milk more variety out of the assets in older games, while conserving memory on the cartridge. Whether it's the ninjas in Mortal Kombat, the enemies in Lufia 2, or the backgrounds of any Donkey Kong Country game, it's been done to death and it's the simplest and most likely answer. But what if it's not? There are red limestone caves in the real world, so why not here too? The red color could denote that the minerals that make up the stalactites are more nutrient dense than the others. Stalactites are formed by water seeping through the cracks in the limestone, while the ones in Congo Jungle could be partially caused by seawater and largely by rainwater. What if the ones in Bouncy Bonanza formed differently? Maybe the runoff from Gorilla Glacier carried organic waste from Vine Valley down towards the mines, forming the cave that is Bouncy Bonanza. All of these theories are real loose, even by this channel standards, but I'd like to know what you think of them. Think I'm onto something? Think I'm way off? Got better theories? Let me know. This was a hard one to write, but you know, even though there wasn't a whole lot to talk about, I still really enjoyed talking about it. It's a really fun level, the gameplay is great, it looks gorgeous, the atmosphere is incredible, and in a big picture sense it really does have a purpose. It keeps the overall dynamics fresh, and it works as a real nice breather between the intensity of minecart carnage and the sheer horror of Stop and Go Station. I wish there was more to say about it, I really do, but it doesn't need to say much. It's Donkey Kong. It's enough to just be a level in Donkey Kong, you know? And to me at least, this level was a reminder not to take the premise of this series too seriously. It's all just good, clean fun. It makes me happy just talking about it, and I hope all of you get some kind of enjoyment out of it too. If not, I don't know. I can't help you. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you want, like if you want. I'm grateful for every single one of you that do, and I'll see you in the next one.